Welcome to night two. We're going through questions 21 to 40 tonight. I thank everybody that made attendance. I'm hoping to get more attendance for better discussion on these calls for anyone that wasn't able to attend tonight. But we'll get started. So first things first, I did send an email, 2 emails out looking to get actual copies of the videos used in the exam. And I did not receive a reply yet. So Al, you had mentioned that Kelsey was on vacation, you had seen. I assume he must not be back yet.
And I'm just going by the Facebook post that he had that it looked like they were heading to the Caribbean. So
okay.
I haven't heard anything from that point in time.
Okay, so we'll give it another week, and if we get it, we get it, and if we don't, hopefully you have watched the videos as you've gone through this exam. So I'm just going to pull the exam over here a little bit closer to me. All right, so let's start with question number 21. The first overtime period was played at the east end of the field. If a second overtime period is required, it will be played at the west end of the field. That's true or false?
Oh, that's false.
That's false. Why is it false?
They have a choice.
That's right. All right, 22. Okay, with 1 minute left to play in the first half, Team A has 3rd down and 10 from the A 30-yard line. Team A punts and legally recovers the ball at the A 45-yard line. Team B never gained possession on the play. On the next play, the clock will start on the snap. True or false?
Could you read that again? Sorry.
Yeah. So with 1 minute left to play in the first half, Team A has 3rd down and 10 from the A 37-yard line. Team A punts and legally recovers the ball at the A 45-yard line. Team B never gained possession on the play. On the next play, the clock will start on the snap.
No.
Well, if everybody's going to be quiet, I'll chime in. True. It's kick play, less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I question that. I did look it up, and that's what the reference says. There was no change of possession. Time would stop when the play went dead. But since there is no change of possession and they legally, or they made first down yardage, why would you not start when the ball's ready for play?
Because I think the rule says time stops at the termination of all kick plays.
And it doesn't include any reference to change of possession. So on any kick play, it's on the snap.
Well, that's what the rule says. I read it after I answered incorrectly. But I would make the, well, never mind. It's in the rule book. Go ahead. Next question.
No, I was with you there, Bill, until I read the rule book here just now. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it makes sense, but we'll go with it.
For those that haven't seen the actual ruling, it's 151G is the actual ruling. Okay, question 23. The referee notices several teammate players are wearing cleats with metal tips. Only 1 5-yard penalty will be applied. True or false?
I have this one as true.
I went with true.
Yeah, it is definitely true. Anybody have any feedback as far as the rule goes?
No. Generally speaking, you can only get consecutive, what I call consecutive penalties for URs, rough plays, and OCs, right?
I had rule 111.4 under footwear. I don't know if that's exactly what it should be, but that's what I had for my
That's the
ruling.
correct reference. That's right.
Okay, 24. The referee calls for a measurement. Team A is allowed to go to the sideline for a conference with its coaches. True or false?
True.
That's true. Anybody have a ruling for that one?
113.3.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, that's what I had. I shouldn't say that's exactly it, but that's one I chose to. All right, let's go to 25. Okay, question 25. Teammate ball carrier is hit at the A30 yard line. The ball is fumbled forward to the A33 yard line, where it hits a team B player and then goes out of bounds at the A31 yard line. There's 3 options they're giving. Team B, first down and 10 at the A33 yard line. Team B, first down and 10 at the A31 yard line. Team A, downs continue at the A30 yard line.
Well, if everybody's going to be quiet, I'll say A.
Any feedback on that one or ruling?
I can't give you the section number, but it's essentially it's the last guy that touches it on the way out of bounds. And if it's more advantageous to give it or less advantageous to give it to him to the inbounds point as opposed to the out of bounds point, he gets it at the inbounds point. So that would be the A33.
Yeah, I had 110.5 for that one. And that's basically the last touch section of the rule book. Out on the out of bounds section 10. All right, 26. During a field goal attempt, the ball strikes the helmet of A60 behind the line of scrimmage, then goes through the uprights. A field goal has been scored. True or false? Let's have somebody other than Fowler. Not that there's not a whole lot of people here, but
I had true.
true, perfect. Any reference there, Matt?
I don't have it right on hand though. I'm going through the rule book now.
I've got references written down, but I have question marks beside them, so I've got to go check it here. I had 322 written down here. And it states here in the second sentence, if after being kicked, the ball touches or is touched by any player before it crosses the line of scrimmage, or touches or is touched by a B player after it crosses the line of scrimmage, the ball continues forward in the air over the crossbar between the goalposts, the field goal shall score. So that's under 322. Good there. Go to 27. 27, a kickoff strikes an official inbounds and then goes directly out of bounds through the end zone without touching the ground. This is a rouge, true or false?
True.
So this is a kickoff now. And it hits an official inbounds, goes directly out of bounds through the end zone. This is a rouge.
I'm with Al on that one, true.
True, yeah.
Yep, the official's the ground, just like on a pass play.
And I got 3, 2, 4 for this one, which is just underneath that rule we just read. So 3, 2, 4 is what I got for reference. '28. Team A kicks a 1-point convert. During the play, an A player is called for objectionable conduct. The convert is repeated with a 10-yard penalty. True or false?
Time frame of when the OC occurred again, right, please?
Yeah, it just says team A kicks a 1-point convert. So the ball's gone through the uprights. During the play, team A, an A player is called for objectionable conduct. The conduct is repeated with a 10-yard penalty. So the ball's gone through the uprights, but during the play, team A is called for an objectionable conduct. And they're saying that the convert should be repeated with a 10-yard penalty. True or false?
Well, OC is a penalty that's always applied after the next play. So,
Right.
so I don't have a rule reference, but it's false. Simply put, you go back to where they were going to kick off from the play
Yeah,
from
right
there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm just spitballing this, guys.
But because they've made the extra point.
No, but I don't think it matters whether it was during the play or whether the ball went through the upright. Whenever you're applying an objectionable conduct penalty, you do what you're going to do, and you go to where the next point of scrimmage is, and then you apply it from there. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, I have for 28, I have false on that one. And
3, 2,
section
4.
7.4 under objectionable conduct.
What was the one you said, Matt?
I was under penalties on a convert, 3 to Article 5.
It's funny, under objectionable conduct, under section 4D, it talks about running into or contacting an official. You might want to read that, Matt.
Yeah, I gave the guy the benefit of the doubt till I seen the video. Plus, I didn't know who the guy was that hit me at the tie. Stupid kickers.
I got 7.4 is where I put it under, and I've got false on that answer. Bill, did
Well,
you
good.
write the exam?
Yeah,
So do you have, like, after you write it, does it allow you to print the exam so you can see the answers and?
you can't print it. You can't go back and look at any of the exam. The only thing that they will do, as soon as you submit it, it's automatically corrected by the computer. They send you a list of the questions that you had incorrect with the correct references. But you can't go back and look at anything or review anything else at all.
Well, I think
One of
that's
the-
something I can change on our end. I can change it so you can go in. I'm pretty sure I can change it so you can go in and modify your answers.
Well, you can modify them. At the bottom of the exam, you'll see, save and save your answer and do it later. But once you submit it, that's it.
Okay.
You can't go back and look at anything.
Well, that's what I have for question 28. False, and 7.4 is what I got, but that reference that Matt gave may be correct as well.
And what was your
That might
reference,
cover
Matt?
3 Article 5, convert and fraction by team A. If I'm reading into it right,
We're looking for where that was.
page 20.
Page 20. Convert.
Thank you.
So are we suggesting the way that I'm reading this and the way that I've always applied this is if team A gets it in, I'm giving team B the option automatically to redo the converts, but unlike what Jim said, they can apply the 10 on the kickoff or on the converts. That's how I'm reading this rule.
yeah. The rule that Matt referred to doesn't mention anything different for objectionable conduct. And I think that's what you're saying, right, Eric?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's still false,
Yeah, but not for the reason I'm thinking.
right? Well, now here's where the wording of the question is tricky. The convert is repeated with a 10-yard penalty. Yes, the convert is repeated. Yes, a 10-yard penalty will be applied somewhere. I don't love the way that this question is written.
No, when you
Well-
look at it that way, the answer could quite truly be true. You know.
Well, objectionable conduct is a dead ball foul. The play has already happened.
Mhm.
So you're not going to repeat the play for an OC.
Do you remember how you answered it on the exam and whether it was marked correct or incorrect, Bill?
No, because it didn't come, well, I didn't record it, my mistake. I did after I realized what was going on. But I think I said, what were we saying? False? I think it was false, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said false.
Yeah, I said false, but I think maybe for the wrong reason.
Well, I think it was
But
false.
I would
Hey, look at this, Bill.
apply it whether
Bill.
rightly or wrongly as a dead ball foul. Yeah.
I have your exam in front of me right now.
Okay,
So if I go to question 28, we're on, right?
Yep.
now wait a minute, hold on. You can see my question 28?
I can see all your answers here now.
So how come I couldn't see them?
I don't know, but I can send this to you, I think.
That's what the coaches
Do you-
keep asking, Bill. How come you
Yeah,
can't see it?
yeah. So do you have editor's rights or something, right? Because
Yeah, well, I have the I'm the contact for the province, so
you
I
see
can
everything.
see all the results, yeah.
Wow,
You're the
that's
admin.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, the admin, yeah, that's something, yeah.
So it is showing here that the answer is false with feedback 7.4. And Bill got that question correct, so let's all give Bill a little round of applause.
Goes downhill from here.
So based on 7.4, did Ray, when you look at it, do they certify the reference as well, or that's the reference the exam?
That's the
people
reference
give?
they give under the answer is 7.4. So when you look at it, it gives you the question just like we see it on the exam. And then underneath it says, feedback and it tells you where to go find the answer. And in there
Yeah.
it shows 7-4.
It
So-
shows what you answer. And if it's not correct, it shows the correct answer, and it'll show the reference that they believe for the question.
So my understanding of 7-4 is basically what Bill said. You apply it as a dead ball foul. So in my way of thinking, find the converts done. The next point of scrimmage is the kickoff line. We go back and apply it there.
Right.
But Eric is quite right in the reading of the rule on converts, because there's a special section for well, I guess this is an infraction by team A or team B, but it just says all other infractions. So, it's sort of, theoretically, in reading the book, they could both be correct.
Yeah.
I would think the 7-4 overrides, but Eric's right in what he says.
All right, let's go to question 29. With the ball in the QB's possession, which action constitutes illegal contact on a receiver? Pick all that apply. A states the defender knocks the receiver to the ground in the neutral zone. B, the receiver runs directly at the defender. The defensive player takes one step forward and delivers a forcible block. The receiver fakes the defender at the line of scrimmage and gets past. The defender pushes the receiver off stride and out of bounds. A linebacker knocks a receiver to the ground as the receiver is running a crossing pattern in front.
The best way is probably to go through them one by one, right?
Yeah, let's go one by one. So again, with the ball in the QB's possession, which actions constitute illegal contact on a receiver? A defender knocks the receiver to the ground in the neutral zone. Is that illegal contact?
No,
Why?
you're allowed to, neutral zone.
They get 1 yard.
Yep.
1 yard, okay. The receiver runs directly at the defender and the defensive player takes one step forward and delivers a forceful block. Is that illegal contact?
No,
No,
Why?
defending his position.
Defending his position, okay.
Does the wording delivers a forceful block change things? Because I know he's allowed to defend his position. However, if he's delivering a forceful block, is he doing something more than defending his position?
See, because he's taking one step forward and doing this, he's protecting getting run over, is how I kind of see that. Versus if he's taking a step to the side, now he's not defending his position, he's stepping out of his position, is kind of how I viewed that.
I agree with that.
I'm provoking the question.
Yeah, no worries. I love it, fella. The receiver fakes the defender at the line of scrimmage and gets past. The defender pushes the receiver off strides and out of bounds. Any backs judge or side officials want to take a stab at this one?
Yeah, I don't love the way that it says pushes the receiver off stride because you're going to get yelled at for that. But if the defender's holding his position, I think that's fine.
Nobody, he steps to the side.
Yeah,
Right.
he can't push.
Where do you see step to the
I
side?
think that's in the, well, I haven't got the question.
It says the receiver fakes the defender at the line of scrimmage and gets past. That's the key word. The receiver's gotten past the DB. Now the DB pushes the receiver from behind off strides and out of bounds.
Well, then if it's from behind, see, I hate the way that these are worded, but
You see,
yeah,
the-
now
it
that you've
doesn't-
explained it to me that way,
Yeah.
okay, I see it.
See, it doesn't even say he pushes him from behind, but I have to assume it's from behind because it shows he's gotten past the defender.
Yeah.
So
If
I-
I've got the right rule reference in what I read, it says when there's an obvious passing situation, redirects or impedes the teammate
Yep.
receiver by reading that he redirected the receiver, so it would be illegal contact.
That's a big thing, redirecting the receiver.
And it doesn't
So-
matter whether he's behind him. He can be
Nope.
beside him or be
Yeah.
in front of him. He pushes him. He's not defending his position. So it's a
legal
foul. It's
contact.
legal contact.
So I have C as a legal contact. D, a linebacker knocks a receiver to the ground as the receiver's running a crossing pattern in front of him.
Illegal contact.
That's a legal contact.
It's a
So-
classic pick play.
Yep.
C and D are the answers I got there. And I had 6, 4, 10 for this one.
Hold on, you didn't say that B was an example of legal contact?
He's
No,
good.
because again, in B, he's defending his position.
Okay, I must have missed that because, yeah, I wrote it as an illegal contact because of the step forward.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's how I read it too. He stepped forward, he's no longer defending his position. He's initiating contact.
Yeah, Rob,
Rob,
you're
your
really
mic is
breaking
not
up there,
great.
Rob. It's hard to hear you. You're breaking up. So
Where, sorry, Ray, before you move on, there's somewhere that it's written, whether it's in one of our manuals or whatever, that the interpretation is that defender can step one step forward to make contact with that receiver protecting his turf.
yeah,
If it's 2 steps or it's outside their frame, then it becomes a foul. But I'm looking through the rule here. I can't find it, but there's somewhere that it talks about he's allowed 1 step forward.
I did have 6, 4, 10. Now I'm looking at Bill's exam and the feedback shows 6, 4, 10 B, which again talks about illegal contact with an eligible receiver. They really need to, you know, that slide that Thomas has shared with us, Al, that I've used in a
Yeah.
couple, they need to take that slide and put that in the rule book. Because it explains it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
I'd hate to be the one to make that ruling. That's what I'm saying about B.
The step it forward one.
Yeah,
Yeah, when I saw the forcible contact, that did it for me. I said that's not good. I'm just looking through our U standards to see what it says.
Okay, well, Fowler's doing that. We're gonna let him do that. Let's move to 30. And we'll start with that one. B20 is in a trail coverage as the pass approaches the receiver A16. Identify the illegal tactics. Pick all that apply. Okay, so again, we're gonna go through each one of these individually. B20 shoots their arms. B20 shoots their arm forward as the ball arrives, disrupting A16's ability to catch the ball. Do we have pass interference there or not?
No.
Good time.
Good timing. That's it. B20, or number B, B20 inadvertently trips A16. Do we have pass interference or not?
Yeah, he's in the trail position.
Trail position. So I just want to talk about that one a little bit more for officials that don't have all that knowledge when it comes to this. If you're in a trail position and the receiver gets tripped, it's always your responsibility. Correct? We're all on the same page on that?
Doesn't matter if it's accidental or not.
Right. If you're in a trail position and you trip the wide receiver, you're getting a pass interference call. Okay, the pass is underthrown. B20 collides with A16 without turning to the play or without turning to play the ball. So you see this one in the big TV games quite often. The pass is underthrown and the DB collides with A16 without turning back to play the ball. Do we have pass interference or not?
Yes.
This is definitely pass interference.
This is where you get the classic, like, I didn't touch him. And it's
I
like,
didn't
well,
All right,
bad.
last one. The pass is underthrown. B20 turns to play the ball and A16 climbs his back, attempting to make the reception. Do we have pass interference or not?
I would hope so.
The issue is climbing his back, interference. The climbing the back is the interference. Trying to make a play on the ball is not.
Right. And the reference is 6410A. And on Bill's, it's 6410A.
Just what I was looking for in the U standards on the previous question. Doesn't really address it. It just basically says taking one step towards a receiver who's coming directly at a defender is permitted. Yes. Contact within a range of 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock relative to the defender's body is permitted. Taking two or more steps or stepping towards a receiver who is not coming directly at the defender is illegal contact. Reaching outside the lateral plane of the body, 3 or 9 o'clock, contacting an opponent is illegal contact. Doesn't really say about a forceful hit.
All right, 31. Team A is at the A45 yard line. The QB throws a lateral to the wide receiver. The receiver touches the ball at the A40 and it goes out of bounds at the A42. It's Team A second down at the 40-yard line. Is that true or false? So he throws a lateral, receiver touches it at the A40. It bounces out of bounds at the A42. And we want to know, is it second down at the A40 where he touched the ball? Or should it be where the ball went out of bounds at the 42?
I
Where
put
was the last
true
touch?
for this one.
Sorry.
Nope, we're saying the same thing.
So what'd you guys say there? True?
Yes.
I
Where it
got
was
true
attached
there.
to last on the field.
Yeah,
I got
same
true
as a
there
fumble.
too, but I did not have a reference for that one.
Last to touch. In Rule 1, is it not?
Bill's exam, it says rule 6.2. Does that make sense?
Probably be 6-1. 6-2 is handoff pass.
We'll have to
Yeah.
bring that up with the rules committee there, Bill.
Yeah. Gators on that. Get him to straighten.
On what? On what?
Rules committee, straighten it
Oh,
out.
right, right.
All right, so let's go to 32. The QB attempts to pass with the throwing arm moving forward and the ball is clearly in their hand. In the middle of the throwing action, the QB is hit. The ball goes backwards, striking the ground. Is this a fumble? And there's no question like this that pisses me off more than anything, because this is your Tom Brady rule right here. Now, I love the guy now. But this is back when he was an asshole. This is the Tom Brady question. Matt, why don't you give us?
Is this when he was an asshole and you weren't?
Is this 32 or 33, right? Sorry.
32 that we're on. Is this a fumble?
I said true.
You did say true?
I said true.
It should be true, but this is false because of Tom Brady, for God's sakes.
The key here is
Even at this point, he's admitted that it should be true.
Well, he
Explain to
has,
us, right?
but they need to change the answer on this one.
Why?
What's that?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why do they need? So what's the correct answer? Is this a fumble or not?
The correct
No, it's
answer is
not.
false. This is
Yeah.
not a fumble.
Correct.
Right. And looking at Bill's, it is false. And the feedback is 6412B. I did not have the feedback. I just have Tom Brady written beside here.
You're such a hateful man.
All right, 33.
Not looking, Bill.
Teammate throws a forward pass to A80, who deflects the ball in the air. A85 has an opportunity to catch the ball, but is tackled by B18. Is this a foul? Or this is a foul. This is a foul. So ball is thrown to team 80, who deflects the ball in the air. 85 has an opportunity to catch the ball, but is tackled by B18. This is a foul, true or false? Anybody?
I have a false here. Once it's touched, interference is allowed.
So why do you have false then?
Because
they're
it's not a
saying-
foul.
They're saying this is a foul.
And I'm saying it's not.
Oh, but
Oh.
you then said if it, as soon as it's touched, it's not a foul.
Yeah, that's what I
Correct.
said.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Oh, okay. Well,
I have.
You
true
go on,
this
Bill.
one. I
Read
have
the
true
question
on this
again.
one myself.
Read it again, Ray, please.
Team A throws a forward pass to A80, who deflects the ball into the air. 85 has an opportunity to catch the ball, but is tackled by B18. This is a foul.
So I think maybe we're thinking the wrong thing. We're thinking it's either pass interference or not, but if he's tackled somebody and he doesn't have the ball, that's holding.
I don't think that's, what was the actual, the statement asking whether it was true or false? What was the end of the statement, right?
It just says this is a foul.
No, well, the one before that. This is a foul, okay.
Yeah.
I
that's
know,
what-
I know the reference they give, but I was looking at 649B.
Yeah, and basically it says after it's touched by anybody, everybody's fair game, right?
Yeah.
The reference they give the reference they gave on your exam bill is 711C, which is different than what I had.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
711C say. 711C, yeah, that's holding. It's a misdirection question.
Yeah, we'll get ready for a lot more.
No, really, if that's the reference, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a holding. Yeah.
It's a holding reference, and if you think of it, yeah, those two guys can interfere with each other, but no player can hold another player. But really, if he's the ball carrier, you can try to hold him.
Now, Jim, when I wrote this, when I read this question, I was thinking, because it's it says it's a forward pass. So I'm thinking it's a forward pass over the line of scrimmage. But had this pass been behind the line of scrimmage, then this would not be a foul. Am I correct in saying that?
No.
It would certainly be a foul.
Well,
then,
certainly
because
then.
of it-
Yeah.
Because if you touch it behind the line of scrimmage, you disregard the touching, whether it's by A or B behind the line of scrimmage. The
For some
touching
reason, when
has to be over the
I-
line of scrimmage.
I thought, like, if a QB throws the ball out to the running back and it gets tipped up in the air and another player goes to catch that ball, I thought behind the line of scrimmage, you could take that player out before he gets contact with the ball.
Well,
Don't think so.
if the ball is tipped behind the line of scrimmage, you ignore the tipping. It didn't happen.
Right.
So if that ball is being thrown out to a player behind the line of scrimmage, we got rid of the tip, and he is the intended receiver, and I interfere with him by tackling him, that is a foul.
Okay.
If that ball is tipped as it's thrown across the line of scrimmage, again, the same thing, the tipping behind the line is ignored. The problem with this question is that it's like some of us, our first thought is this is not pass interference, so it's not a foul. But as Jim alludes to, it's a holding foul,
Right.
so it is a penalty.
Okay.
It's a misdirection question is what
Yeah.
it is, right? It's an exam on taking exams.
I thought we had done away with that. That's what pissed me off about this exam. One of the things.
I know
Don't
it's
say
one of the
real.
things, because I saw your email. All right, 34. Team A attempt a screen pass. The ball touches the receiver hands and is caught by the center, who gains 5 yards. PBD point will be the
Ball dead.
next point of scrimmage. Point ball dead will be the next point of scrimmage. True or false?
False.
I'll read that again. Just teammate attempts a screen pass. The ball touches the receiver's hands. It's caught by the center, who gains 5 yards. The point ball dead will be the next point of scrimmage. True or false?
I think false is the correct answer.
Yeah, I
It's
got
not-
false.
it's
I got false here too, and I got 633.
it's an offside pass. So you just go back to the point where it was first touched by the A guy.
And it's false 633. All right. 35. B18, while moving towards their own goal line, intercepts a pass at the 2-yard line, but their momentum carries them into the B end zone, where they stumble and fall. B first down at the B 2-yard line. True or false?
False.
That's false. And it's false because the momentum has carried them into the end zone, and we're coming out of the end zone to the 20.
I don't love when they added those rules, but I accept them. I find it can get very confusing.
Hmm.
All right, next one.
6411B on that one. 36, Team A ball carrier or Team A ball carrier runs with the ball. A Team B tackler grabs the ear hole of the helmet and turns the ball carrier's head. The Team A ball carrier or the Team A player is tackled at the B 42-yard line. This is a face mask foul. True or false? True. Seven, 3, 5.
Nice if the women's league learned that, but that's for discussion at a different time.
Was anybody in the Fredericton women's football game on the weekend? Okay, we'll talk after the call. All right.
You know the best
37
thing about women's football?
Huh?
Careful
You know
now.
This is recorded, Jim.
Well,
I've had it.
I'm just putting the question up for grabs. I'm
Just
not
leave
going to
it there.
provide an answer.
No,
37. The DE rushing the quarterback makes contact with the the offensive tackle's chest. Then their hands right up, contacting the offensive tackle's face mask. The defensive end immediately swims by the tackle to pursue the QB. This is an illegal block, hands to the face foul. True or false?
I put that one's true. That rule changed recently.
I'm
Let's ask
inspiration.
Mr. Umpire.
Oh,
I-
sorry, which one are we doing?
37.
I put false. The hands come up, it's incidental hand contact. If the contact becomes prolonged, then you do have hands to the face, but just starting someplace else, brush enough, that's okay.
Matt, can you mute your mic? We're getting feedback. There we go.
There we go. All right, a couple more. 38, B99 lines up in the blocking below the waist zone. After snapping the ball, the center cuts B99 at the ankles. This is a block below the waist foul. True or false? So B99 lines up in the blocking below the waist zone. After snapping the ball, the center cuts B99 at the ankles. This is a block below the waist foul. True or false?
true.
True. Okay, we're going to be talking about B99 again here in 39. B30 or B99 lines up in the close play area. The offensive tackle blocks B99 from behind, throwing their body across the back of B99's knees. This is blocking from the rear foul. So the offensive tackle blocks B99 from behind, throwing their body across the back of B99's knees. This is a blocking from the rear foul. True or false?
I have true here.
True.
I would beg to disagree, would be my opinion.
Okay.
And my opinion would basically be well, not number one, so it's on the back of the knees, so it's not below the knees. So we don't have to worry about that. But in the clothesline area, you can block from behind. So it's a block from behind two players that are in the clothesline area. So I would say there's no foul there.
I also had false on this one, Fowler. And I just looked over at Bill's test, who else also had false. Bill, I hope you don't mind if I tell you that.
Nope.
But the correct answer on the exam is true.
True.
And
There's
they're
something
giv-
about throwing the body across. That's
They're-
the exception.
They're giving the feedback of 7-3-15.
If you look at blocking from the rear, which is what tricked me, the exception is that this happens in the close line play area. Which in this case is also the blocking below the waist area. So I think they're considering it a block below the waist.
Do you read it again, Ray? Sorry, I stepped out.
Yeah, B99 lines up in the close play area. The offensive tackle blocks B99 from behind, throwing their body across the back of the B99's knees. This is a blocking from the rear foul.
So when you read the rule, it's a very ugly rule to read, but we have the player threw their body across the back of the legs in the close line play area, which is what makes that illegal.
Yeah.
Can't throw your body.
Okay,
across
well,
the back of the
yeah,
leg.
it says it is illegal except as follows. It occurs
yeah.
in the clothesline play area between the offensive tackles within 2 yards, blah, 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 blah. And it is made by a player who was positioned in this area when the ball was snapped.
And the contact is above the waist. I think here was at the
no.
legs.
No,
What?
It says the back of B99's knees.
yeah,
So if you look at on page 45 at what the hell rule 7-3-15, is that what
Yeah.
you just read?
That's where
Blocking
the
from
are.
yeah.
Blocking from the rear is blocking from the rear is blocking an opponent other than the ball carrier from the rear by charging into the opponent's back with the body or throwing the body across the back of the legs.
Yeah, but keep reading.
Yeah.
The application, the
There's a
penalty
big
is determined.
except in there.
The application is, the illegal exception as follows. The block occurs in the close line play area and is made by a player who was positioned in the area when the ball was snapped and the contact is above the waist.
Oh.
This contact below the waist.
It was a
Well,
new rule last year.
Well, I'm reading last year's rule book.
Okay, so it's
Oh.
15-1. The
Okay,
block
yeah.
occurs in the close line play area, is made by a player who was positioned in this area when the ball was snapped and the
Yeah.
contact is above the waist, or
Yeah,
Okay.
see
No, no,
in the
yeah,
old rule
okay.
book, it
Yeah.
doesn't say above the waist.
that
Yeah.
was included last year.
Okay.
So that's.
Geez,
a
who
new-
in the hell on rules committee would approve such a thing? Jesus
That was
Christ.
before me.
Okay, I get it. I get it now. It's got to be above the waist.
above
Okay.
the waist.
I stand corrected. Well done, Eric.
Nope, no, don't well done here.
I'm gonna start.
I
I'm
am
gonna
learning
start calling
best
you
here.
Sheila.
Oh, God.
All right, now.
Next question.
Next question. So 40. This is where I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Let's just see if this works now. Ooh, I think it's going to work. Can you guys see that?
Hey,
So it's saying watch number 10 to receiver from the top of the screen. Let's watch that again.
We can't,
Can you see that?
not until the end, but bring it back just about where the finger is right now, right there. Okay,
So you got a defender, number 17 on that receiver. He's going up to block. He's not looking back to the ball. He's never looked back to the ball. Now, what does the question say? Dan?
It gives you options.
Here's the 4 options. This is a legal play. This is defensive pass interference screening, a legal contact on an eligible receiver, or D, it's holding. And I would 100% say this is defensive pass interference screening.
That's what I prefer.
Okay, so read, and what you need to do is take it back to when we first see this player. And you need to look at, where the hell is pass interference? Illegal interference penalties screening, where the hell is it?
I'm gonna try to find my favorite slide here.
Where's the definition of screening? Somebody tell me really quick.
Screening, waving the hands or arms or face guarding in close proximity to a potential pass receiver is illegal interference. In the old rule book, that's page 38.
Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah.
649D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's holding them, screening them, and he's interfering with them. B, C, and D, 15 yards. Give him the biggest one. So it looks like he's doing B, C, and D all at once. So you give him the biggest one, right? That's
Well,
what
it's not a legal contact because the ball's already in the air.
Oh, is that what one of the options is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not that then. Yeah, you're right, Phil. But he is holding him. He's got his arm on his shoulder, and he is screening him. And the hold is pass interference.
The only reason I wanted to watch that in regular speed again is his hand up for, I hate using the term, for a period of time, or does he just shoot it up?
I thought it was a period of time.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I wanted Ray to play it again.
I played it.
Regular speed.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. He's got his hand up, and the ball is still at least 15 yards over.
Yeah,
his
right
head.
there. See? Yeah.
Yeah, no, good.
And here's some key concepts for pass interference. So pass interference occurs when a player physically restricts or impedes an opponent in a manner that is visually evident and materially affects the opponent's ability to play the ball. Pass interference can only occur when the ball is in the air. The ball must be deemed catchable for the pass interference to be called. Both offensive and defensive players have the right to attempt to catch a pass. Well, we definitely have visual evidence that he's impeding the receiver to catch the ball. The ball is in the air, and this ball was catchable. And the only person trying to make a play on the ball is the offensive player. So you have pass interference. Well, I'm glad at least I was able to test tonight, and you guys were able to see the video, because last year you guys weren't able to see that.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I did things a little bit differently here tonight. Which also means, can you guys see the questions right now or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You can?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. That's
What are
good
you
to
doing?
know.
Showing us bills?
What's that?
Are you showing us bills?
No, this is a blank copy that I'm using right now. I created a blank copy.
Okay.
All right, so that's great. So as we move into next week, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here. Oh, stop sharing, that's what I want. So that's great for next week. I'll be able to share the questions as we're reading through them, which will be a big help. Any final comments about questions 21 to 40?
I'll just restate what I said earlier, that for those of you that go on and do, say, question 40 to 60 or onwards, you saw some of the tricky wording, I'll say. There's more in the ongoing questions. So read the question very carefully and make sure you understand it before you answer it.
I think Al gave us a heads up on 42 already.
42, 49.
I think the issue with 42 is that we're thinking it's a delayed knee block,
Yeah, why
but
isn't
in
it?
actual fact, a delayed knee block doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's superfluous because you can't
Yeah.
block below the.
You can't block
Below the
below the
knee.
knees.
I just closed Bill's exam, but I was pretty sure he selected roughing the passer on this play.
So you're buying lunch then?
All right, with that, I'm going to end the recording here, folks.